Hello and welcome back everybody. Today we're going to go over all the locations which have so far been announced for chapter 2. Let's get into it. The first stop is at Mining Island. Get into it. So we got through screenshots for Mining Island, most notably what appears to be the entrance to the underground part, and then followed with more just underground shots, little caves, and even some of the concept art for it. Here we can actually see an underground biome which does actually have a bit of plant life in it, and we also get a nice wide view of it. You can see a lot of pillars and obviously platforms, and again some more plant life and even water towards the bottom. There's also this weird ink like substance on underside of these. We did not know what those are still. If they're just like bioluminescence mushrooms potentially or something else. We do not know. Got more concept art for some sort of shoot down, most likely a ventilation suit. And again, a picture of an underground area. And there's actually a lot of water in this one. Going underground. This new location includes new adventures and gameplay options that we can't wait to share with you. This new chapter of Survival Mode adds new quests and NPCs that will take you to the next stop in your journey, the Mining Island. For the first time in Scrap Mechanic history, you'll be delving deep into the planet's mines to uncover new big secrets. Here's a sneak peek into some features and concepts of the underground that are currently in progress. This is Dead Bug 20, so this is one of the earlier ones. Next up, we got two separate treats of shots of the underground area, most likely connected to the entrance, and that is, well, this underground tunnel. I don't have a name for any of these really. Get into it. One of the treats showed an underground passageway. It's mostly where vehicles would have gone through, bots and that originally. But other than that, we don't really know much about this place. We've also been given another shot of that chute. It looks like a more finished version of it. Also, it'd be easy to probably descend, or you have a seat to fall with, but getting back up might be a bit of an issue. Better try and climb this. Next up is some underground locations. And I don't know the names of them either, so before we get to the actual underground locations, there are other images here. So the gifts of digging and that. I'll see some of the caves we'll find and encounter. But yeah, underground locations. So these are very big infrastructures that will be found underground. Don't know their purpose yet. But no, last week we can find obviously the 3 sleeping capsules, which you can normally find near a mechanic station. Other than that, they do appear to be fully explorable. As you can see, there's obviously paths and that all around these. And even bridges between the two. We'll get to in a sec. Here's another look at the 2 of them. Well, I assume these are the same 2, just in angle. You can see that bridge going across. You can see what appears to be potentially an elevator. Whether it works in an elevator or not, we do not know. But these bridges are planned to be functional. There's also another one over here. Or at least another entryway. If we go down, we can see some concept art place. So you can see some areas where there's obviously an elevator going up and down. See some sort of slide. Or chute. Not sure what it would dispense though. And I'll see some sliding bridges. Down here, this concept art shows how freight batteries work. They'll be deployed after, obviously, they'll be deployed once you turn the little handle to the left of the machine. You get a freight battery, but the battery itself will drain over time. This can be placed onto your creation, but you also have to transport it and then defend it. It appears you might be able to recharge it in between certain checkpoints, but you want to try and get them to these little like checkpoint areas where they normally be shut, and it will allow you to power them. If we go back up to some actual in-game shots, you can actually see these little checkpoint areas. And these are the ones which go across between 2 structures. There's also one down here. Obviously, if you're on foot, you obviously won't be able to get over here, and this is how you access the other side. This shot also shows a lot of the different floors on these structures. Obviously, red tote bots were shown down in the concept art be attacking you, but this will also be where you most likely will find miner bots, as they were also seen in this area. If you go and look at Dead Block 24, you can see similar structures to what we were just looking at. Those little green canisters at the side. Where it looks at the miner bots will also spawn in this area, so quick note, along with potentially tote bots. Yeah, there's some little those are some little gifts of the interior of the place as well. Over in Devlog 23, we get another look of some sort of underground facility. Not clear if this one is connected to the other one we just saw or not. So you can see the catwalks overhead, a very big staircase, and scaffolding around. Let's get a nice shot of it looking downwards. Obviously here you do not want to fall. Similarities to challenge mode, where you have to get these spears and obviously put them into these slots to power. Probably a door or something. Not sure what they'll actually power. Obviously you're gonna have to collect them. This next shot actually shows underground forge. You see here, it's like metal being poured in that. Secret underground locations. A lot of work has been put on new underground locations, and we still have a few left to get done. Here are some new places that you'll be working on for the next chapter. We can't go too much into what they are, so we leave it up to you to speculate for now. Also, this one is most definitely a foundry, working more metal on that. Whether you can actually craft anything there or not is unclear. Over on Twitter, we also get another look at some sort of underground location. Greetings from somewhere deep in the underground in the Dialect mines. So this shot, we also get some sort of look at some sort of big machinery which is holding onto a cable, and a lot of pillars of ice. What it appears to be. Unclear what's going on here, but it's something very cold, of course. There's big pillars of ice. That or there's some sort of crystal formation, which is just similar to ice. But we will not know until chapter 2 comes out. Next up is just a random underground picture. Not sure what we thought about this one, but some sort of plant on the wall with roots in it. But not really going to go in detail this one. It's pretty small and not really much to gather from it other than those plants on the wall. Let's move on to the next one. Next up, we are seeing some changes to the existing warehouses. So let's get into it. These shots don't look exactly important because, well, they're actually keeping some of the better ones for when release happens. Also here we get a view at one of the warehouse rooms, which compared to the ones we see a lot currently, isn't as cluttered as they were, I think, which is sort of nice. It means it'll actually be easy to see tape bots. You actually see what appears to be tape being shot here. And some sort of blue light. This is similar to what item schematics will have around them, but it's hard to tell from how far it is, if it is, or it's just a bit of lighting. But anyway, new warehouse. The new warehouse is finally done. There are new sections, secrets, better rewards, and some really interesting content hidden away on the top floor and the rooftop that are waiting for you to discover it. We did manage to sneak out some images from the dev team that don't spoil too much, so here goes. Yeah, we do have more shots of the warehouse all the way up here. They're talking about the new lighting system, but it's hard to tell if these are actually new shots of the warehouse or these are still the older shots. These do look very familiar. Next up is more of a small POI, but it's pretty important to point out anyway, and it's still a builder quest. Let's get into it. I'll cover this one more in features and events, but obviously because it's a bit of a POI, thought I'd mention it here. You'll see a small structure where builder quests will take place. It'll just be spread across the world, around places. Next up is the Grow Labs. Let's get into it. So the Grow Labs is, well, a new structure. It's an underground Grow Lab, as it's actually referred to. They're filled with green and yellow tape bots. Also, you can see some blue tape bots in some of the earlier images. Essentially, it's just a place where a bunch of plants are being grown. Hydroponic sort of setup is sort of what's going on here. All these, we also see some big branches, or maybe roots, some places growing around as well. Feel like the entire place is gone overgrown. And also, yeah, yellow tape bots and green ones are gonna be here. Get other shots of the place. Look at them. Grow Labs. Rune ones are great, but we've been working hard on populating the game world with additional cool places to explore and loot during the course of the survival mode adventure. One of those places are the underground Grow Labs. Fit to bust with the green and yellow tape bots. These little dungeons offer exciting combat and some cool plunder at the end for those who venture inside of them. This shot here is actually pretty good. It shows a lot of the area off. It appears to be sort of like a hallway essentially filled with plants and that. And you're pretty trying to work your way to the end. So it might be big on this, it's hard to tell. Guess we'll find out in chapter 2. Next up is something a lot of people might have forgotten about. But back in Deadblock 19, there was announced to be a Propane Station. Obviously it never came. Let's get into it. The Propane Station was announced in Deadblock 19, and obviously it was originally intended to be an above ground structure, sort of like the chemical plant. You also got some concept art of the interior, on the more interior places, and how different parts of the tile was assembled. In some ways, it was somewhat pretty well done, because see a lot of the parts are there, but also we never got it. Welcome to the Propane Station. Well, at least it's what we call it at the moment. It's time for us to reveal a new location, and careful, this one's explosive. The Propane Station is a highly volatile area previously used to create explosives to dig out the mines on the planet. These locations are now abandoned and even better, house some very aggressive tote bots. It's a high risk, high reward type of place, great for finding explosives and gasoline and other useful items. Just watch where you step, mechanics. Yeah, obviously this was intended to be above ground, but then asked the devs, but after the Devbug 20 came out, what happened to the Propane Station, and they actually answered it. Obviously here on Twitter, they announced Devbug 20, then asked what about Propane Station, and they actually answered with, it's moved underground. So we'll most likely will see it in Chapter 2, as Chapter 2 does evolve around a lot of underground structures. Obviously this isn't fully confirmed still, but most likely we'll actually see it now. As I think roughly for location wise, also there's some odd pictures I could probably have gathered, but they wouldn't really have said much or added on to much, or I might just generally miss them. But anyway, that's everything for today. Next time we'll be looking at check my list. Next time is features and events. But until then, I will see you then. Bye.